This represents your wall in your home. This represents your sheetrock. Unfortunately, it's not see-through like this one where we can actually see the studs here. Okay, but there are studs. This represents your wall. We want to try to attach this shelf to these studs inside your wall. Unfortunately, a lot of people will try to attach it to the sheetrock and your shelf will fall down. Okay, and it'll be pretty quick. So, the first thing you want to do is use a stud finder of some sort and try to find the studs. It usually beeps at you. There's different ones. But then you want to mark the studs in pencil. Okay? So I know my studs are there. Then you want to go ahead and take one of the hooks off, or actually go ahead and put your shelf on. Getting this right here. Figure out which hook best suits, get over here in this direction here. Figure out which hook best lines up with the stud. In this case, this one here. You see how this really lines up with the stud? Okay. Take the hook off, and you guys know how to do that. And what you want to do is you want to drill a 3/16 hole. Where's my 3/16? That is the exact size of the shank part of the screw. The shank part is the main part. So 3/16. That allows the screw to go freely in and out. Don't drill into your wall yet. Just drill it into your shelf. You're saying, whoa, aren't you going to see that? Well, remember, you took the hook off, so it's going to be hidden. Okay? If all I did was that, it might work. But unfortunately, what's going to happen if I just drill a countershank hole is the head of the screw is going to stick up. Are you with me? This is where you need to take something called a countersink. And it kind of looks like this. Zoom in on that. Okay? And you need to sink the screw head below the surface of the wood. Otherwise, your hook won't sit flat. It won't. Okay? So sink that down. And I already did that. If you don't have a countersink, take a bigger bit that you have. Maybe your dad has these little bit racks of some sort. Take a bigger bit and sink it yourself, but be very careful not to go too deep. Now when I put the screw in, take a look. Zoom in on that. The screw sits below the surface of the wood. And my hook will not be interfered. I can still attach the hook. That's just going to be just fine. We're going to hide that screw. Okay? Then go ahead and attach one of your screws to your studs. And this should be really tight now against your studs. Really tighten that up because you don't want that to go anywhere. Okay? For your other one, take a level before you screw the other one and level it out. Do you see how I'm not level here? Okay, recording?
Yep.
Take a level and make sure that you're, thank you, all the way level, and then screw your other screw in. You should have the other hole done. Okay? You need at least 2 screws to hold this up. So as you can see here, I'm going to use this hook right here, detach it, drill my 3/16 bit, countersink it, and then reattach my hooks when I'm done, and that'll really attach it to your wall really nicely. Okay? You need to make sure this is securely mounted to your wall very, very well. Okay? Alright. Last thing is, you might not have these long screws at home. So I'm going to give some to you if you want. What I would do is I would take some tape and tape them to the back of your shelf. Okay? Tape them to the back here with some tape, and that way you have screws ready for you. I can't give you the bits and stuff. You have to get those yourself, or hopefully your dad has them. Or mom. Or your mom. But if you want 2-inch screws, you really need at least 2-inch screws to get all the way into the stud and really make sure that you're screwing into the stud. Okay? All right.